That's how I thought I should present it, because others also can take advantage, and many other devotees also feel like that, Mataji, that because when they hear Prabhupada explaining it, it just stays there. So it's very nice, Prabhupada.
Mataji, and also your clues in between, it's like
Those are the funny ones I just give, just some silly ones, like that.
no, Mataji, it helps us so much, Mataji, that Kaitabo, even my daughter asked, what is Kaitabo? So I used to tell that example, what you told, it stays with us, Mataji. So what helped you, you shared with all of us. It's also really helping us, Mataji. Thank you so much,
Yeah, but
Mataji.
don't go out and tell those. Those are like silly ones I make up. It'll become a big joke. Yeah, I make up silly ones at times, so. Okay, I think we are 3 minutes past the time. So,
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvar Pranam.
Mataji, this is Nitya Narasimha here from Mathura Desh, Muscat.
Jai.
Mataji, I was supposed to ask you, since you opened this topic, like you said that Srimad Bhagavatam as well as Chaitanya Charitamrita slokas. So, like after completing Srimad Bhagavatam, you will be taking, or you are
Yes,
taking
Prabhuji.
parallelly, Mataji?
That was the idea, like, once we do Bhagavatam, because I was not sure how much, many adults also had registered earlier. So I was not sure how many, adults can handle with their work and family and so many other commitments. So yeah, I would like to take it one at least a week, and we learn that thoroughly like that.
So CC will start after completing Srimad Bhagavatam, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, that's what I'm thinking.
Then if that is the case, I think you continue with the same flow, Mataji, because if you add Bhagavad Gita, then as you said, time will be a issue. Of course, it depends on all the majority, whatever they say, but that's my viewpoint, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. But the way in which you are conducting, really, all glories to you, Mataji. It is amazing sessions. Thank you, Mataji.
All glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada. Actually, I would like to take this opportunity today. My Shiksha Guru, Guru Bhakti Mataji, is here on the call, and it would. It's kind of embarrassing in one sense to do this in front of her, because I learned my Bhakti Shastri, everything, Bhakti Sadachar, everything from her, and. So I beg for forgiveness, and Mataji, please forgive me if I do any mistakes, and if I'm doing Maryada Vyatikrama in any way. So please forgive me for that, Mataji.
No, thank you. I'm so grateful that you are doing it. I really appreciate your effort. And like I said, you naturally have the ability to teach. So it's very good. And Srila Prabhupada would also make his disciples give class in front of him. So that's the parampara. So it's okay for the student, or, you say so-called student, but you're definitely more advanced than me, particularly in this area. So I really appreciate you taking this responsibility. And I hope you will continue to do it.
Thank you, Mataji, for your blessings and your encouragement always, Mataji. It's an honor to have your association here. Okay, and I don't know, today we have fewer participants, so we'll just start because the time is already, we passed the time. So we'll start with, pranam mantras. Any volunteers who would like to go ahead and chant? Okay, if there are no volunteers, you can raise your hands on the app or even just unmute yourselves. Okay, Bharat, do you want to go ahead? Bharat Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead. Can you see the screen? I'm sorry if I did not share the screen. The screen is on, right?
Mataji. Only first slide is visible.
Oh. Now?
No, Mataji.
You have to stop and share again, Mataji. Can you stop the sharing and share again? It will come.
Okay, I'll do that. Sorry about that. Okay, are you able to see now?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gaurevani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschate Deshatarine.
Please continue the Sri Krishna Chaitanya also, Prabhuji.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaure Bhakta Vrinda.
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please go ahead, Prabhuji, or if anybody else wants to do, can go ahead too. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Should I do, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll just revise the shlokas we learned so far, and then we'll learn the one we did today. So I'll first recite it, and then we can take turns to see who wants to go with the shlokas. So once I'll recite all the 3 shlokas which we have learned so far. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मप्रोज्झितकैटवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्. This is in a different meter. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखाद् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. Okay, if anybody wants to take turn, we can go. Well, you can recite one shloka at a time.
Should I recite, Mataji? I will raise the.
Yeah, Garima Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hi, Garima. Yeah, go ahead.
Mataji, can you say it one time and then I'll do it by my own?
Yeah, sure. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Do you want me to go line by line? Do you want to do that way, Garima?
Okay.
Janmadyasya yatonvayaditaratah
Janmadiyasya yatonyavaditaras
चार्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट्
चार्थेष्वभिज्ञः सरात्
तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये
तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये
मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः.
मुह्यन्ति यत्सुरः.
Do you remember how I told you can remember Muhyanti? Anybody remember? That face, that emoji in WhatsApp. Okay. That's bewildered kind of look. That's what Muhyanti means. Tejo vari mridam yatha vinimayo.
तेजो वारी मृदं यत् विनिमयो
Yatra trisargo mrisha.
यत् त्रिसर्गो मृषा
Dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam.
धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम्
Satyam param dhimahi.
सत्यं वरं धीमहि. Mataji, can I try once on my own?
Yeah, go ahead.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जन्मादि तोन्यवद् इतरस्तिश्च चार्तिश अभिज्ञासरात् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय अधिकवे मोयन्ति यत्सरात् तेजो वारी मृदं यत विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेनं सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Thank you. Wonderful, Garima. If you keep practicing, you are going to get it. Just keep listening to the recording I sent. Okay. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to the next. Nitya Narsimha Prabhuji, would you like to go ahead with this one, please?
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Dharma projita kaitava atro paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedam vastavam atra vastu sivadam tapatrayo namulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimba Parerishvara Sadhu Rudya Varuddhate Atra Kriti Bhi Shushubhi Tatshana.
Jai, thank you so much. Prabhuji, do you recall any one word meaning in this? From all the silly clues I've given. How about Kaitavo? Do you want to try? What was the clue I gave?
I forget, Mataji.
Demon. One clue I'm giving you.
Demon. Yeah, Kaitava.
Yeah.
The two demons' names.
Yeah, so Kaitava is like cheating like a demon, that's what I had tried to give you like a clue, like Madhu Kaitava are demoniac, a demon. So Kaitava is like cheating religion, Projhita. Projhita also I gave you a clue, like protest, like completely reject. Projhita is. So like these small clues, if we try. What is Shivadam? Anybody wants to remember what is Shiva?
Auspiciousness, Mataji.
Not Shiva, Shivadam. What does it mean? Anybody? Auspicious. Okay. Tapatraya. Anybody know? It's a very easy one. Tapatraya. Tapa means misery. Traya means
Miseries. Threefold miseries.
wonderful. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Anything else which you want to add? Okay, we'll move on to the next sloka. I do see a couple of raised hands. Vishnupriya Mataji, would you like to recite this one, please?
Yes, Mataji. Nigamakalpatarodgalitam phalam sukamukadamrutadravya sammutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
Thank you, Mataji. So beautiful. Any words you want to remind us, Mataji, in this? Any word clues? Nigama?
Mataji, I remember galitam phalam, like without skin, without seed, it's like juicy fruit, no need to put any effort to take it. Samyutam, Amrita Dravya Samyutam. Mataji, we got to know the real meanings of it, so it's very tough to go back to the clues, Mataji, with your help, like after listening to everything.
No worries, Mataji. I'm just trying to see, if it will help us to
yes,
remember.
yes,
That's all.
Mataji.
It's
Definitely,
not,
Mataji.
you don't have to really know everything right away. We
Yeah.
all we'll learn.
Rasika, I remember Mataji from the clue you give, the mellow, the bhava and all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure, Mataji, thank you. So yeah, Galitam, I had given you the clue. Like in Hindi, they say, the phal gal raha hai. Gal means it's like so soft to touch, like galta hua phal. They say when it's so ripe, it is so soft, right? The fruit is so soft. So Galitam, it's from, like, you can relate to Hindi if you know Hindi. It helps. And Kalpataror, we always everyday morning we are reciting this Vaishnava pranam, that where we say the devotees are like desire fulfilling trees. So Kalpataru. So some clues like this, it helps us to remember, right? That's what I was thinking. So thank you so much. And yeah, I see a couple other volunteers. Tulsi Manjari Mataji, do you want to recite which shloka, Mataji?
I can try the Nigama Kalpa.
Okay,
one.
please go ahead.
Okay. Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam Shukamukhadamritatrava samyutam Pipata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
Thank you so
Mataji.
much. Hare Krishna. Mukund, I see your hand raised too.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, your volume is too low, dear. Which shloka would you like to recite?
Mataji, I'm fine with this one.
This one, okay. Go ahead.
Mataji, I don't remember the tune, so is it fine if I just go in my own?
Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam, just like how they do in our Bhagavatam classes, right? In the temple, the same way we can recite. So it's easy for us to learn. You want to try?
Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam Shukamukhadamritadravasamyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Moraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
Yes. Sure. Thanks so much. Wonderful recitation. Vinita, do you want to go? Which verse?
This one only, Mataji.
Yeah, please go.
Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam Sukhamukadamrita dravasamyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. There are a few other hands raised. Sujana Mataji, actually we'll go through today's verse and there'll be more opportunities. And then we can, I'll call out the names who have raised their hands. So today's verse is, in one sense, kind of a pessimistic verse, I should say, because it kind of highlights the bad qualities. I mean, the qualities which happen to be bad. So this is the verse, and anybody wants to volunteer, I'm going to do word by word, and then, okay, Mukund has raised his hand. Okay, now let's give the kids a chance for this. Prayena, Alpa, Ayusha, Sabhya, Kalav, Asmin, Yuge, Janaha, Manda, Sumanda, Matayo, Manda Bhagya, Hi, Upadrutaha. Okay, we'll go one line by line. Please, all of you, if you are on mute also, please recite. It will help you to remember the words, okay? Please do recite. Don't feel shy. You can be on mute and recite. So, okay, we'll go line by line, okay, Mukund? Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha sabhya.
Kalavasmin yuge janaha.
Kalavasmin yuge janaha.
Kalavasmin yuge janaha.
Kalavasmin yuge janaha.
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadritaha.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrita.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadritaha.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrita.
Yeah, you want to, combine the hue together. Okay, let me remove the space. So when you recite, you just say Hyupadruta. Okay, is that helpful? Manda Bhagya Hyupadrutaha.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrita.
I'll go once more. Prayenalpayusha Sabhya.
Prayenalpayusha Sabhya.
Kalavasmin Yuge Janaha.
Kalavasmin Yuge Jana.
Manda Sumanda Matayo.
Manda Samanda Matayo.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrutaha.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrita.
Wait a minute. Manda Bhagya Hyupadrutaha.
Manda Bhagya Hyupadrita.
Kind of an easy verse, right? Manda Manda is repeated. Sumanda again. So at least 3 words are repeated. So it's easy. And let's move on to the meanings. Thank you so much, Mukund, for helping me there. Let's move on to the meanings. So prayena, almost always. Alpa, we know, right? Swalpamapesya dharmasya. We have learned so many words, right? Like alpa means small or little or meager, like that. Ayusha, again, Ayush, we all know. Ayur harati vaipumsam. That is like, your lifespan, duration of life. And these are common words, so it's kind of easy to understand, right? Anybody has problems with these first 3 words? Prayena, Alpa, Ayusha. Sabhya, member of a learned society. How I try to remember this is when we say Sabha, Sabha means it's like a group of people, right? So Sabhya, member of a learned society. That's how I try to remember this word, Sabhya. Kalav is it's nothing but it's a derivative of the word Kali, Kalav. And it's translated as in this age of Kali or in this age of quarrel, because Kali is actually represented by 2 main bad qualities, hypocrisy and quarrel. It's the age of hypocrisy and quarrel. So we shouldn't be surprised when we see these 2 features around us, because that's what this age Kali Yuga actually represents. So Kalav, Asmin. Asmin means here. As in, you can remember like that in English, as in, here in. So Asmin, the clue is in, the last 2 letters in. Asmin, here in. Yuge, we know it's age. Jana, we know. Jana, Jana Sankhya, like it's a common Hindi word. It's a common word even in, Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, and so many languages, right? Jana, public. Manda is again a very common word. Manda buddhi, like we say, very dull headed, like that. So Manda is lazy, somebody who is very dull and lazy. Sumanda Matheo. So they're not only Manda but Sumanda. When Su is added, it means more. It is actually qualifying it even in a superlative in that sense, like not only Manda but Sumanda, like even worse than Manda. Sumanda Mateo, that is, their intelligence is actually not up to the mark and they're misguided, their intelligence is not good. So Sumanda Matayo, Mata means buddhi, like that. Sumanda Matayo. Manda Bhagya, like we say Bhagya. Bhagya is our, good fortune or luck in that sense. We say Saubhagya means you have all the blessings or all the fortunes, like that. Manda Bhagya again means who is unlucky. And then he, above all, Upadrita is somebody who is disturbed. So I'm sorry, I don't have a clue for Upadrita, but one word we can learn, right, without a clue. So I'm hoping if anybody has ideas, please share for Upadrita. If you can come up with something silly which help us remember. Okay, so are the meanings okay so far? It's easy, right? This verse is pretty easy. Let's just go to some visual cues which will try to help us remember this verse. So prayenal payusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge, janaha. So I've just given some visual clues here so that it can help us. So this age of quarrel, Kali, Kalavasmin. So I've shown these two boys quarreling here, and then all short lives, Prayana Alpa Ayusha. So I've just listed, you can see the cycle, the samsara cycle we can see here, the birth, disease, old age, death, and it keeps on going that way. So we see that, and I've also listed the lifespans in different yugas, and we see in Kali Yuga is hardly 100. You consider yourself lucky if you can live up to 100, and we can see how it is multiplied by 10 for each of the yugas as we go up. So Kali Yuga is short lifespans, so that's how we see here. Of course, some people live longer, but I don't know what to say about the quality of life. So if it is a blessing or a curse to live that long in Kali Yuga. Okay, I hope these visual cues will help us to remember. Prayenalpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge janaha. Manda, Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya, hi upadrita. Manda, you see this lazy boy on the sofa? We see so many couch potatoes, like they call Manda. Sumanda Mateo. Sumanda Mateo is somebody who's bewildered and, like kind of not having a clear direction. You see, confused, lost, unsure, unclear, perplexed, disoriented, bewildered, like that. Misguided. You see, the directions is going in all directions. Misguided, they don't know the actual path. Unlucky, we see this person with a cloud over him. The rain, he's all ready and it's a rainy day for him. So unlucky, and then above all, always disturbed. You see this lady who is very disturbed due to some problems in Kali Yuga. So these are, yeah.
Mataji, you are just talking about disturbed, right? I was thinking when we are manda, means we are not having much knowledge, and then automatically we will be disturbed, right, with so many things. So that way we can correlate both the words, Mataji. I don't know. I just tried to.
Yeah, that's a good cue. That will help us, when we don't have, like you said, we are very lazy, then we are disturbed too because we are not active in doing anything, right? Yeah, that's what you were saying, right?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. That will help us remember if we can come up with some clues which helps us. So upadrita, that's the word you just explained, Vinita. Thank you for that. Okay, so these are the clues. And any questions on the word meanings or things like that? It's a simple one, right? Okay, let's go ahead.
It's very much understandable because it's all about us, Mataji.
Oh, you're just being humble there. Okay, let's go ahead and try to recite now. We can, have a raise of hands. If anybody wants to recite the verse, we can just, this verse. Yeah, Nitya Narasimha Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Mataji, before reciting, I want to ask Mataji, this meter, which meter we have to, sloka recitation. So, what is the meter we have to use, Mataji?
This is just the regular meter, Prabhuji, which we use in the temples. The same prayena.
Is there any specific name, Mataji, like any specific name or something like that?
Yeah, there is a name for it. Let me look it up. 1 second, Prabhuji.
Maybe later also you can tell Mataji.
Anushtup, Prabhu.
It's Anushtup, this one? I thought it's Druta Vilambitam or something. I asked Hari Parshad Prabhu. Yeah. Let me see. Let me check again. Maybe it is one of the two. But
how it is, Mataji? Each sloka will be different meter, or how it is? Because 18,000 slokas are there in Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, there are some prose also, Prabhuji. As we advance into 5th canto, there's just prose, like there is no meter to it or anything like that. So we'll be coming across such shlokas too, but I don't know if those are memorization shlokas in the sense that Prabhupada often quoted. So I'm limiting ourselves to, what Prabhupada often quoted, because this is help us with preaching and other things also. So that's why we are just doing preaching shlokas. So thanks, Preeti, for that input. I appreciate it. Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, you said something. Can you repeat? I didn't hear.
Which one, Prabhuji?
Mataji added, na, that.
She said it's Anushtup Chandaha. That's what she said. Anushtup.
What is that, Mataji, actually?
That is another meter, Prabhu, like you hear in Vishnu Sahasranamam also, right? It says Anushtup Chandaha.
Vishnu Sahasranama.
Yeah, like that. So that Mataji is saying, Preeti is saying that it is Anushtup Chandaha. But I will again check. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you can check, Mataji. I don't think it gets 888 like you said. So you want to check. It's better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will, I generally check with Haripashit Prabhu because he's a Sanskrit scholar. And the last time I checked for 113, which is same as this one, he had mentioned Druta Vilambitam. That's what he had said for this one, Druta Vilambitam. Let me just put it in the chat for you. That way, you can try.
Because these are all new terminologies, Mataji. So when we are learning, I want to learn fundamentally correct. Yeah.
Sure, Prabhu. I just would like to confess I'm not a Sanskrit scholar. I mean, the aim is just to try to learn Prabhupada slokas, but I'll try to help. I'll try to at least gather from people and try to help with however much I can.
Thank
so
you.
this is what this is what is the meter, the Prabhuji said, because this is very similar to the last verse which we learned. Nigamakalparorgalitam phalam, the same way. So
the reason why I'm asking, Mataji, because different devotees, they sing in different tunes. So sometimes I get confused what to follow, what not to follow. What I'm doing is correct or wrong, like that.
Yes, Prabhuji, the tunes and melodies are different. Meters are different. So meters are chanda. They are determined based on the number of syllables actually in the verse. So, I could be reciting the same verse in 100 different tunes. Like, for example, let me show you this.
Exactly.
Payusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadhrita. Like that I can recite. Another way is the other one which is Prayenalpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hyupadhrita. Like that. I can think of some more ways also some people recite Prabhu. So those are melodies. They don't have to necessarily do with the meter. Meter is with the number of syllables. Like Mataji was just saying, Anushtup Chandaha, like she said, it's like 8. So like that, the melodies can be so different. People may adopt different. I can put this to a raga and sing also. If it comes to that. So the tunes and melodies can differ according to your taste. And you can put it to different tunes like that. So yeah, but the meter is fixed, like it depends on the number of syllables in the verse, so in each line.
Thank
so
you, Mataji. I think I got confused between meter and tunes, so that's why at least I got clarity. Yeah, thank you.
Sure, Prabhu. And there are so many chandas. I was like recently going through some article. I think there are over 1 billion chandas. So many meters are there in Sanskrit. So many verse meters are there. The common may be around 7 or 8, which we find in the shlokas, but there are so many meters. It is vast. The Sanskrit grammar is vast. Yeah, and basically I feel the idea is, to learn this, to recite it for preaching, and also for for us to remember and smaranam, like this helps us to do, right? When we hear somebody say Ayusha, immediately we think of this verse and, Bhagavatam. It is very, like, that's how I'm looking at it, like trying to remember for preaching purposes and also, for smaranam purposes, it helps us. So thank you, Prabhuji. Do you want to go ahead and recite this one, Prabhu?
Yes, fine, Mataji. Thank you. Prayena alpa aisha sabdha kalau asmin yuge janaha manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadhrutaha.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody else wants to go ahead? Sujana Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Danvat Pranam.
Danvat Pranam, Mataji.
Prayena alpayusha sabhya कलावस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दा सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या ह्युपादृता.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Beautiful. Bharat Prabhuji, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेण अल्पायुषसभ्य कलाव अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दसुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि पात्रत.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful. Bhavna Mataji, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेण अल्पा आयुषसभ्या कला अस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दसुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुता.
Thank you, Mataji. Priti, do you want to go ahead?
प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्यः कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दासुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपादृता.
Thank you. Vishnupriya Mataji, do you want to go ahead?
Hare Krishna Mataji. प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्या कलावस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दासुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुता.
Beautiful, Mataji. Thank you. Who else is there? Vinita, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्या कलास्मिन् युगे जना मन्दासु मन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपादृता.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Mukund, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्य कलावस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दसुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या ह्युपादृता. Thank you, Mataji. Hyupadrita.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I think we
Thank you,
went.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Advait, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्या कैवल अस्मिन् युगे जना मन्दसुमन्दमत्तयो मन्दभाग्या हि पराधृता. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Okay, Pratika, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, Mataji. प्रायेणाल्पायुषसभ्या कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दाः सुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या हि उपद्रुताः.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Anybody else is left over? I did not call. I thought I called everybody who raised their hands. Okay. I'll just recite all the shlokas so that, it'll serve as a memory for us before we sign off for today, unless anybody has any pressing questions. Okay, all are good. Okay. Let's start from here. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्म प्रोजितकैटवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तक्षणात्. This is another meter. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखाद् अमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः. And today's verse. प्रायेणाल्पायुषः सभ्यः कलावस्मिन् युगे जनाः मन्दासुमन्दमतयो मन्दभाग्या ह्युपद्रुताः. Thank you all so much, and we will meet again next week, same time.
Mataji, Kirtida Mataji wrote a message here. Can we read that for you? Mataji, can you read that, Mataji, please?
Oh, sorry, I missed. Okay, Kirtida Mataji is here. So nice. Yeah, the first 1 and 2, yes, Mataji. Yeah. Yeah, she also is confirming that this is Anushtup Chanda. Most of the BG verses are in this meter. Yeah, the first 2 are Shardul Vikriditam. You're right, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mataji, for clarifying that. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else has any other questions or comments?
Mataji, like Mataji has put in the message, like that for all the 18,000 slokas, what meters, what this something, some book or something is there, Mataji, where.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up, Prabhuji. I don't have that knowledge offhand, but I don't know if there are meters. Like I said, some of them are pros, so I don't even know if they fall into a meter, but most of them you would find in these common meters, like, the Shardul Vikriditam, or, like the Anushtup Chanda, which Mataji just clarified.
Okay, Mataji. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and of course, the third verse is Drutam Vilambitam, which I checked with Hari Parshad Prabhu. So, yeah. Yeah, let me check.
Mataji, like this is some reference to some Sanskrit book or something. How means like we are saying this? I don't know. That's why I'm just clarifying, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is listed how, these slokas are actually formed. So it's part of the Sanskrit grammar, like how they are framed and formed. So I'm sure there are books. Like I said, I was reading a recent article. There are about like 1 billion meters there in Sanskrit. So there are a lot of meters, but there are popular ones in which like the shlokas are, composed. The meters, the popular ones are there. So there's a list of popular ones also there. So I can try and get a list of the popular ones, for you. If I'll try to.
At least important slokas, Mataji, like for preaching purpose, which Prabhupada mentioned in sloka book, like important slokas for preaching. For that, at least if some meters are there, kindly share, Mataji, later on in the group.
Sure, Prabhupada. Like the first 2 verses are, Shardul Vikriditam. And then these 2 are Anushtup Chandaha, like that's what Mataji has clarified. I'm thinking most of the verses are going to be Anushtup Chandaha in the future.
And these names also a little different for me, Mataji. I have never heard earlier, so I'm interested. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Prabhu, for your questions. I appreciate it. Any other questions? Okay, we'll sign off with Vaishnav Pranam. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't remind. So this is the listening exercise. In the last page of the PDF, I'll be sharing it. And then like every time, write once at least the shloka a day. And when you're writing, please do say along because it helps to memorize. And if still things are not clear, please listen to Prabhupada's lecture, which I've given above. And it will help us to retain better and learn better. So thank you all so much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Thank you so much.
Prabhupada ki jai, Sukha Sagari Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, Rita. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for joining today's class. We'll meet again next Wednesday.
Thank you. Hare